So now moving on, we'll talk about dependent variable. In an experiment, the variable that is influenced by independent variable is known as dependent variable. So in an experiment, the variable which gets influenced by independent variable is called as dependent variable. As this variable is dependent on independent variable. Now this variable is dependent એટલે આધારિત, support. Okay, so independent variable na support ma this dependent variable stands. That is why it is known as dependent variable. It can also be said as the result of the experiment. So you can say what is the result of the experiment is your dependent variable. During the experiment, the experimenter can never make changes in independent variable. What result you have got, you can never make changes on independent variable. For example, the above illustration related to influence of alcohol on the subject memory, the influence factor is the dependent variable. So over here they had told you about the effect of alcohol on memory. So what is the result that you are getting over here? What is the memory, level of your memory depending on your influence on alcohol? So that is the result, that how much memory you are able to get. So over here memory will become your dependent variable. Okay. Next is control or relevant variable. In an experiment, the direct effect of independent variable has to be verified on the dependent variable. But there are other relevant variables which may knowingly or unknowingly influence the result. This needs to be controlled and therefore are called as control variable. If these variables are not controlled in an appropriate manner, it would result in experimental error. So they are saying that in experiment what we want to see is the influence of independent variable on dependent variable. That is something that we want to see. That is the effect of alcohol on memory, right? But there are other factors also that might be influencing your experiment. Okay, let's say कि person ने पहलेથી જ ઓછી memory છે, so there are other factors also that may be influencing your experiment, knowingly or unknowingly. So as an experimenter, you should know that what are these other variables that are causing change in your experiment, and you have to control those variables so that you can properly study the effect of independent variable on dependent variable, and they need to be controlled. If these variables are not controlled, then there is an experimental error. Your experiment will go fail if you don't control these other variables. As it has been seen in earlier variable has shown from different perspectives, the studies which are carried out, if there are higher order, then we'll get better understanding of various classification of variables. So over here they have said ki, if there are a lot of variables that are affecting your experiment, then you should change your point of view into looking at the experiment, and you should also consider the other factors that might be influencing your experiment. Just don't think about independent variable and dependent variable. If there are other factors also affecting your experiment, think about it. Maybe you can change your way of studying the experiment. And when the psychologists do these big experiments, they also try to see what are these other factors are influencing my experiment. Is the other factors influence better than my independent variable or not? Okay. Now examples of experiment. Okay. Some of the basic things that can be clarified with the relations to experiment are follows. Suppose we have to perform an experiment to study the effect of thiamine on individual's intellectual capacity. Thiamine is a kind of medicine or a chemical. Let's say I want to study the effect of thiamine on how much a person's intelligence capacity ne kevi ritna influence કરે છે, okay? Where one has to study the child's intelligence quotient, whether it's an influence by thiamine, then thiamine is the independent variable and child's intelligence quotient is the dependent variable. Other than thiamine, all those variables which are likely to influence child's IQ have to be controlled properly. Now let us say I want to study the effect of thiamine. Thiamine is a medicine, it's a chemical. The effect of thiamine on child's IQ. IQ એટલે તમારું intelligence level કેટલું છે. So what do I have? What is over here? Thiamine is my independent variable, IQ is my dependent variable, and all the other factors that can influence a child's IQ, I have to control those factors in order to properly understand the effect of thiamine on child's IQ development or IQ level. Now the child's IQ is measured before giving thiamine. Then for 6 months continuous child is given thiamine, and then his IQ is measured again. Now when the IQ is measured and an increase is seen, one can assume that thiamine has a positive influence on child's IQ. So what they will do is they'll take a child, they will measure the child's IQ before thiamine. Okay, after that they will remove their IQ score. Okay, and then they will start thiamine medication on the child for 6 months. After 6 months they will do the test again and measure the IQ level. If they see an increase in IQ level, you can say that thiamine has a positive effect on IQ development of children. This being a longitudinal study, it is difficult to say whether the increase in IQ is due to administration of thiamine or it could have been occurred due to increase in the age of the child. Now, obviously 6 months, if you are studying a child, it becomes a longitudinal study, right? So here it becomes very difficult to see whether the influence is whether the child's IQ has developed because of thiamine or has it increased because his age has increased. So it's very difficult to understand that whether the child's IQ is it because of whether the child's IQ has developed because of thiamine or whether the child's IQ has developed because of increase in his age. In order to overcome this limitation, the experiment can be conducted on 2 groups. The inter-subject relevant variables like age, gender, educational qualification, social economic status have to be kept constant. Then one group, which is in control, is not given thiamine, whereas the other group, which is experimental group, is constantly given thiamine for stipulated period of time. Then the IQ is measured. So in order to overcome this disadvantage, you can do one thing is you can control other variables like age, gender, educational qualification, person's socio-economic status. See which society a person belongs to, what kind of family the person belongs to, plays a major role in development of your IQ. Let's say I have a child. Okay, I'm not sending that child to the school. I don't have money to send to the child to the school. Then it's natural that my child's IQ development is not as higher as other children. Okay, so if you control factors like age, gender, socio-economic status, okay, that is family background, all these things, then you can study the thiamine level in the children very well, wherein in one group you give thiamine and to the other group you do not give thiamine, and then you try to understand whether the change has happened in the IQ level or not. Then after, when the IQ of children of both the group is measured, and if the IQ of the experimental group is higher than that of a control group, we can definitely attribute this increase to thiamine that is administered. Thus, in the matter, through the results that are obtained through experimental means indicate the influence of thiamine on intelligence level. So here they have taken 2 groups, experimental group and control group. In control group, you do not give children thiamine. In experimental group, you give children thiamine for a stipulated period of time. Stipulated period of time એટલે અમુક time સુધી. And then when you try to measure the IQ, if you feel that the experimental group no IQ has increased and controlled group no IQ has not increased, then you can for sure say that thiamine causes development in the increase of IQ level in children. Now, advantages and disadvantages of experimental method. Advantages. Due to control that is exercised on the intention behind conducting the experiment is achieved, the true effect of independent variable can be studied. Now, over here in an experimental experiment, you can control various situations, you can control various conditions, and because of that, you can properly understand the effect of independent variable that is happening. Repetition, which is possible in experiment, helps in establishing reliable result, and also one is able to study the minutest of detail by repeating the experiment as and when required. So in an experimental method, you can repeat the experiment again and again and again. And when you repeat the experiment again and again, you can note down even the minute એટલે નાની વસ્તુ તમે લખી શકો, તમે ટેલી કરી શકો, તમે અંડરસ્ટેન્ડ કરી શકો. The experimenter can bring about changes and manipulation according to the needs of the requirement. So over here, the experimenter can change the situation the way he likes. The results that are obtained in an experimental method are precise and numeric in nature, due to which the analysis and interpretations of the same becomes easier. So what they are saying, that whatever results you get, they are precise, they are proper, they are in proper form, they are in proper numerical value. Numerical એટલે નંબરની વેલ્યુમાં તમને results મળશે. And because of that, you can analyze your data properly, you can understand your data properly. Limitations or disadvantage. During the experiment, if the subject comes to know about the purpose of the experiment, then there is a possibility of artificially seen in the task performed by the subject. Let's say कि I bring a subject એટલે જેના ઉપર હું experiment કરવાની છું, and if that person comes to know that I am going to conduct an experiment on them, then they will try to show artificial behavior and they will do the task in a very artificial way. Then my experiment gets spoiled. As the experiments are done on living beings and animals, it is necessary to get their permission so that their cooperation experiment can be conducted properly. Now obviously when you are doing experiment on human beings or on animals, you have to get their permission. You have to take permission from the authorities before conducting the experiment, okay? And that is also a limitation. Sometimes while performing an experiment, there can be moral, legal and social restrictions binding which are faced by the experimenter. So sometimes legal issues are there, sometimes moral issues are there, sometimes there are many restrictions that are there when the person is doing an experiment. Then at that time it becomes a problem.